In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on September 10, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Philadelphia Eagles versus New England Patriots. It has been a long 7 months since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, but now NFL football is finally back. In Week 1, we have the loser of that Super Bowl last year, the Philadelphia Eagles, facing Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. These 2 squads have not met since 2019, when the Patriots prevailed 17-10 in Philly and covered as a 4.5-point favorite. The Eagles are favored by 4 points in this one. Last year's Super Bowl runners-up Philadelphia will be desperate to go one better this season, and they get their campaign started with a tricky trip to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. This Eagles team is one of the deepest in the NFL, with a stud quarterback and Jalen Hurts flanked by one of the best wide receiver duos and a loaded backfield. On top of that, they have a tremendous offensive line that gives these weapons the time and space they need to flourish. In addition, their defense is absolutely loaded, and Philly arguably added the best prospect in the entire draft in Jalen Carter. I have sky-high hopes for this team, and the Eagles should be more than capable of publishing New England. Speaking frankly, I'm not sold on this Patriots team nor the Zeke Elliott signing at all. It was a middling season for New England last year, but Mac Jones doesn't seem to be getting any better, and he wasn't really given much help in the offseason to make him better. The only thing the Patriots have going for them is that this game will be at home, which they have traditionally turned into a fortress. And while a Super Bowl handover for Philadelphia is possible, I feel that this team is too talented to be caught off guard or troubled by any atmosphere this crowd generates. There will be a lot of energy and emotion in the building as Tom Brady returns to the place where he made history, but it won't take long for the Eagles to suck all the energy out of the building, as they should dominate the Patriots. The Patriots' defense should be good. It kept the team in the playoff race last year and could be even better this year. But can they hold the Eagles to the low 20s or below 20? That is doubtful. And if they don't, they will surely lose, because I just don't see the Pats having enough firepower to get up into the mid-20s. The big issue here will be in the trenches. The Eagles' pass rush should tee off on Jones and make his life miserable all afternoon. The New England Patriots and points at home for a season opener has value, because no matter what you think of the team, Coach Belichick has had all year to put together a game plan. Still, the Pats have a serious quarterback issue, and if the Eagles are able to pick up anywhere close to where they left off a year ago, they'll be playing from behind a lot. The Eagles were a buzzsaw last year, and they're just so explosive and solid in the trenches. I'm not excited to step in front of the Eagles until they prove me otherwise. So the Philadelphia Eagles to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This Eagles defense is one of the best units in the NFL, and with Jalen Carter now wreaking havoc on the defensive line, I'm expecting Philly to cause a lot of problems for this New England defense. Mac Jones has struggled to really make an impact, and with the Eagles' relentless pass rush bearing down on him, I'm expecting another rough day for the Alabama product. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see New England's defense also step up. The Patriots' defense is the strong point of the team and will once again be the make-or-break factor behind whether they're successful this season. The Eagles averaged 28 points per game last season, but they will fall short of that number against a very good Patriots defense. The Pats were 10th in points allowed last season, giving up 20 per game. I see the Eagles scoring in the mid-20s here, but the reason this goes below the total is that the Pats won't hit 20 points. Jones will be on the run or on his back for most of this game, and the new Bill O'Brien offense won't do much to help him against that pass rush. This line feels a little too high to me. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Rams versus Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks and the Rams go to battle in the opening weekend of the NFL on Sunday, September 10th. Seattle returns many key players this season as Geno Smith and Rick Woolen return to the fold. After last year's debacle of a season, the Rams will look to improve after a tough season. The Rams get back Matthew Stafford from last year's injury, but over the past week, their star player, Cooper Kupp, is dealing with an injury. Their season hasn't even started yet, and there have already been plenty of bad headlines for the Los Angeles Rams as they prepare for this divisional tilt with the Seattle Seahawks. First, there were various murmurings about quarterback Matthew Stafford, but the real bad news is that star wide receiver Cooper Kupp is going to miss this game and possibly quite a few more with a hamstring injury that hasn't been able to heal properly. But all the negative talk about the Rams has caused this line to get too high. However, Los Angeles is still a team that won the Super Bowl just 2 years ago. The Seahawks were a nice story last year, but I'm highly skeptical that Geno Smith will be able to catch lightning in a bottle like he did last year. Even with Smith playing better than anyone would have imagined in a million years, Seattle's ceiling last year was still to sneak into the playoffs as the last wild card team and get beaten soundly in the first round. The Rams aren't going to roll over just because they've been counted out in the media, and we've seen Aaron Donald turn into a one-man wrecking crew plenty of times against the Seahawks. The Rams weren't nearly as bad last year as their record suggests. They just threw in the towel early and ended up starting guys like John Wolford and Bryce Perkins at quarterback after injuries to Stafford. By the end, they were starting Baker Mayfield, who they had just picked up off the street. Now is the time to buy low on Sean McVay's squad when they are at the absolute bottom of their market. So the Los Angeles Rams to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The two defenses for Seattle and Los Angeles were not very good last season. They both ranked in the bottom third of most defensive statistical rankings. I do think the Seahawks defense will be improved, but they will not be world beaters in that region. The points will be flowing in this game as Stafford returns and Smith will have a ton of weapons from his wide receiver corps to his running backs. The over hit a combined 18 times between the two teams' 34 games last year. Neither one of these teams were very good defensively last season, ranking in the low to mid-20s in points allowed. The Seahawks defense got better while the Rams defense got worse in the offseason. The Seahawks offense is fully loaded and they should have no problem scoring in the high 20s to low 30s in this game. The Rams will keep it close because they still have Stafford and McVay, along with a new highly touted offensive coordinator, so they will put scores up on the board. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Cowboys versus New York Giants. The Dallas Cowboys make the trip to New York to take on the Giants on Sunday evening in MetLife Stadium in their first game of the season. The Cowboys beat the Giants in both games played against them last season, including a 23-16 win at MetLife. New York will be looking to end Dallas' dominance in recent matchups, as the Cowboys have come up on top in 9 of their last 10 meetings with the Giants. Dak Prescott has owned the Giants since he joined the league, leading his Cowboys to 11 wins in their previous 12 encounters with New York. Dallas has gone 8-3 against the spread in that stretch, but I would go against the head-to-head betting trends in this clash. The Cowboys have a new offensive coordinator in Brian Schottenheimer, and they might need some time to gel things. Furthermore, the Cowboys left guard Tyler Smith is questionable to play in Week 1 after suffering a hamstring injury in practice, and his eventual absence would be a massive blow to Dallas' offense. The Giants should be able to keep it close down the stretch. Their ground game will torture the Cowboys, who ranked 20th in the NFL in rushing yards allowed last season. The Giants are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall and 5-2 against the spread in their previous 7 outings at home. It feels a bit daunting in Week 1, but we're getting points with a home underdog in a division rivalry in primetime to start the season, and Brian Daboll showed us last season he can be a master motivator for these guys. Dallas is going to be a solid team once again, but I think we get a close game here. So the New York Giants to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both the Cowboys and the Giants were in the top 10 for touchdowns allowed in 2022, and they should ride that momentum into this one. The Giants are a run-heavy team behind Saquon Barkley, and that should chew up a lot of the clock on Sunday night and therefore limit possessions as a result. Daniel Jones also avoids throwing the ball deep, so it's unlikely that we see any big plays from this Giants offense. On top of that, they'll have Micah Parsons and Dallas' relentless pass rush breathing down their necks all night long. As for the Cowboys offense, Dak Prescott is the polar opposite of Jones in that he loves throwing it deep. but that in turn can turn Prescott into a turnover machine. The Giants are well equipped in the secondary to deal with any deep threats and allowed just 22 passing touchdowns across the entire regular season. The over is 3-2 in the last 5 meetings between the Cowboys and Giants, but only 2 of those 5 tilts have seen more than 42 points on the scoreboard. I'm expecting both teams to play solid defense at the start of the new season. A lot will depend on Tyler Smith's availability. Without him, the Cowboys could easily struggle to give Dak Prescott enough time in the pocket, and Dallas' ground game would suffer too. On the other side, I'm looking for the Giants to run as much as possible in this matchup. National Football Conference East Divisional games are typically tough, defensive, low-scoring games, and this matchup should be no different. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.